recording. Stop recording.
Folks, I am terribly sorry. What ended up happening there was when I hit the home screen to leave YouTube, it quit on me. So I am going to have to kind of relay what I was doing. The purpose of this video was going to be for voiceover gestures. The finger gestures I do on the screen. Well, it looks like at this point I'm going to have to stay in the YouTube app. If I leave it, the recording stops. So I'm really hoping that this will keep going. So again, I got to stay in the app. But what I'm going to demonstrate really quickly are the basic finger gestures. So I'm going to do what we call flicking. It uses a single finger. You can flick left or right, up and down, any of those directions. In fact, you can even do a touch. If I just kind of touch my finger anywhere,
Stop recording button.
There's a stop recording button. Now that's pretty much all that's on the screen right now. So touching anywhere else won't do anything. It just kind of makes a little sound. Yeah. So it looks like the only thing on the screen here is the recording. But if I flick left,
Switch camera button.
okay, so I've just flicked right and it said switch camera.
Switch camera button.
So it looks like those are the only two items on the screen right now. In this current screen as I'm recording. But again, though, you guys figure that when I flick left or right, it would normally move from item to item. And then if I flick up,
55%.
so here, by default, if you flick up, it's going to control your speech rate of voiceover. So if I flick up again, it's going to increase the speech rate of voiceover. So you'll hear it getting faster and faster.
60%, 65%, 70%, 75%, 80%.
And it's getting really fast.
90%.
As an advanced voiceover user, I'm going to point out, and I'm sure a lot of my other blind friends probably are the same way. Once we've learned to use voiceover for a while, you know, a number of months or years, we're able to listen to it at fast speed. If I want to get something done really quickly and I'm like a pro on how to do it. I don't want voiceover slow. It slows down my process. If it's fast enough, I hear, okay, settings, okay, open that. Good, general, okay, got that. Display, got that. Okay, then we, find it, we can just go right through the items we want as if a sighted person was. We can get tasks that enables us to get the tasks done as fast as a sighted person, maybe if not faster at some points. So I'm going to go ahead and slow down the speaking rate again for the new people.
85, 80, 70, 65%.
I'm flicking down now.
60, 50%.
So by default, 50% is the speech rate of voiceover. So that should be slow enough for most people to be able to understand. And what I'm also going to do, I'm hoping this won't leave the screen, but what I'm going to do, and you guys don't have to memorize this, but there is voiceover, what do you call it, like a describer mode. And what that's going to do is I can do any kind of finger gesture, and it'll explain what it does, but it won't actually do it. It's like a key describer mode on a product. Overview, What I'm going to do, this is, again, no one needs to memorize this, but what I'm going to do is what we call a 4-finger double tap. I'm going to use my index, my middle, my ring, and pinky, all on the screen. I'm going to put them on the screen and double tap, and this is what's going to happen.
Starting help. To stop help, perform a 4-finger double tap or 2-finger scrub, or press escape. Increase volume.
Okay, so what this will do, I'm now in what they call voiceover help mode. So from this point on, any gesture that I do, it's just going to say what I'm doing, or describe what I'm doing in the process. So I'm going to do a flick left, and it's going to say,
flick left. Move to previous item.
Move to previous item. Okay, that's pretty logical. If I flick right,
Flick right. Move to next item.
Move to next item. Now, the flick up and flick down are going to be a little more advanced, but this is what they'll do.
Flick up. Move to previous item using rotor setting.
There's what we call the rotor. And that's, again, I think, specific only to VoiceOver. But what this allows is we can access different options. We can access the speech rate. We can access punctuation settings. We can access voices, like voices themselves, like, you know, the text-to-speech voices. That's what you're hearing with VoiceOver. It's using text-to-speech technology. But we can change the voice and the language. That's what's so cool about this. Now, again, as I don't want to have information overload here. Future videos will definitely go into more depth on these topics, but not on this one. I want this to be the basics. But in a nutshell, that's what the rotor does. It opens up a whole new realm of VoiceOver options we can control that you wouldn't be able to otherwise do just flicking left and right. So, what I'm now going to do is simply touch, and VoiceOver is going to say,
Touch. Select item under your finger.
select item under your finger. That means you move to the item, but it doesn't activate yet. Okay, if I double tap,
Double tap. Activates the selected item.
activates the selected item. So whether that's a button, whether that's a menu, whether it's an app, icon, whatever. It activates or opens something depending on what the icon or button is. Now there's some other advanced functions I'll quickly touch base on. What I'm going to do now is a 2-finger single tap. Okay, 2-finger single tap doesn't do anything except quiet VoiceOver if it's in the middle of chatting. So actually,
Double tap. Activates the selected item.
oh, I guess it doesn't work on this mode. Normally, under normal circumstances, that 2-finger kind of touch that I did normally shuts VoiceOver up if it's in the middle of chatting. Let's say I'm reading a document or an email message or whatever, and it's like I get interrupted. It's like, oh, hold on, I've got to quit VoiceOver. That's a real quick way to do it. Okay, let's see. Let's do a 2-finger double tap. Let's see what this does.
2-finger double tap. Start and stop the current action. For example, starts and stops playback of music and video, starts and stops the stopwatch, starts and stops voice memo recording.
Ah, see, that's useful. The 2-finger double tap, as VoiceOver just said, starts or stops the current action. So if you're in music and you have music that you want to stop or pause, you do a 2-finger double tap. If you're in a video, you can pause that. You can pause and stop the stopwatch. Pause and resume the stopwatch. And of course, in addition, on the phones, and this is actually something I didn't even know, but as a blind person who uses an iPhone as well, double tapping picks up and hangs up the phone. For the longest time, I was trying to find the accept button, or, the pickup button, as it were. If someone was calling me, I'd have to flick around. Oh no, where's the pickup button? I can't find it. And by the time I found it, it'd be too late. It would go to voicemail. Now I can just do that same 2-finger double tap, pick up the phone right away, and go, hello, who's this? And then when I'm done, another 2-finger double tap, and it hangs a call up. Simple as that. Anywhere on the screen. So I can be down here.
2-finger double tap. Start and stop
Be
the
up here.
current action. For example, starts and stops playback of flick left.
Yes.
Move to previous item.
Okay, so again, I can double tap anywhere on the screen, and it will do the same thing. Okay, let's do another kind of more advanced function. Let's do a 3-finger double tap. Let's see what this does.
3-finger double tap. Toggle speech on and off.
Ah, toggle speech on and off. Okay, why would this be necessary? Well, that's a good question. The answer to that is, let's say I have a braille display attached. I do not in this case, but I know a lot of other blind people do use a braille display with their iOS device. Well, let's say they're reading a document or an email and they're in the middle of a meeting, or a business meeting, or they're anywhere they don't want voiceover chatting away to interrupt people, especially if you're in a meeting or an office or a library, whatever. You don't want a lot of noise. You can toggle speech off. Voiceover will still be on, but it won't be talking. The speech is off. That will allow the user to still be able to work with the braille display, but not have it talking as well. So that's what that 3-finger double tap will do. Let's go ahead and turn speech back. Actually, speech is actually still on. Again, I should remember this. As I said, the action will not be performed until I'm out of this help mode. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and get out of help mode with the 4-finger double tap. There's an additional finger there. And this will exit help mode.
4-finger double tap.
Here we go.
Toggle voice over help. Stopping help.
So now we're out of help. So I can kind of do my normal gestures.
Stop recording. Switch camera.
Oh, good. I am still recording. Perfect. So, as I said, I was talking away before, showing, what I thought were the menus and all that stuff, but I wasn't. So, I hope this video does sort of, help explain the basics of voiceover, because I know a lot of sighted people are probably wondering, hey, as a blind person, or even any other blind person, how can they interact with an iOS device if they can't see it and it's all touchscreen? That's pretty much the answer, is gestures. Simply gestures. You flick left and right, and yeah. Oh my gosh. Hard. Why does it have to happen? Oh my god, I'm on a review. Okay. Nobody people didn't see that. Oi. Yikes. Oh man. Well, anyway, yeah, all these flickering hand gestures will really help allow you to reach a lot of this stuff.
Stop recording. Button.
Yeah.
Switch camera. Button. Switch. Stop record.
Alright. Well, I shall be back with more videos in the future here when I have the time. Alright, I will sign off, everyone. Peace.
Stop recording.